What's up, YouTube? It's Crisis, the Gamer Dad, coming back at you guys with another Raid Shadow Legends video. And this is going to be a very similar video to my last one, which was a shard opening video, but that was for the Sacred Shards. Today, we're going to be doing a shard opening video for the Void Shards. There's a 2-time event going on right now, and there's a added bonus. It's a 2-time shard event, Void Shard event. So you have double the chances of getting epics or legendaries. And then if you do end up getting a legendary, there you have 10 times higher chance of getting Tormund the Cold, which is a really good hero, especially for the arena. And I don't have him. I actually don't have many legendaries. I only have these 5 legendaries that you see here, these 4 here, and then Lugan down here still getting trained up. But yeah, by the way, Yannica, which was one of the champions I pulled in the Sacred Shard opening video. She is a beast, guys. She nukes, she heals. I mean, granted, her gear is actually really good. I've got her at 4,600 attack, 244 crit damage. Crit rate's a little low at 92, but it works just fine. Her speed is only 158, but it's not bad at all at that speed because of her skill. And I'm going into a whole review here, but it only takes a second. So whenever she uses this attack, and this attack hits, guys, I'm talking 100, 110k per hit every time she uses this one. She attacks one guy, gets perfect veil, and then gets an extra turn. So she really attacks pretty often, because this is really on a 2-turn if you consider that extra turn. So definitely a good pull. I really love that. But let's get into the Void Shards. Let's start opening some Void Shards. Who am I hoping to get? Obviously Tormund. If I can get Tormund, great. If I get Tormund, I'm probably gonna stop opening shards, and then because the Tormund event is only until it's only one more day. So, and the 2-time is gonna last until I believe the 4th. So we're gonna have a while for this 2-time going on. As soon as I pull Tormund, I'm probably gonna stop until the Tormund event is over, and then continue pulling the rest later. So I might make 2 different videos of the shard openings. I'll start pulling the rest later once I don't have that 10-time chance of getting a double Tormund, because I don't want to get doubles of them, obviously. But I definitely want one. So let's start opening. Okay, so see, there's 1 day and 8 hours left on the Tormund event, and then 3 days of the 2-time epic and legendary. So once this 1 day and 8 hours is over, unless I don't get a Tormund at all with the 68, which is highly probable, right? I mean, the chances of pulling a rare are still really low. It's only 1%. But let's see what we can do. So Tormund is obviously at the top of the list. Obviously, any of the Void legendaries, they're pretty much all great. Any of the Void legendaries would be awesome. But out of all the Void legendaries, I think Tormund's at the top of the list for me. Raglan would also be a good one. She's got a 2-turn revive, so that would be good. And then epics, I would love to get either a I wouldn't mind another Cold Heart. I have one, but I definitely wouldn't mind another one. A Royal Guard would be awesome. A Seer, I think Seer's a Void legendary, so Seer would be amazing also. And really, update, I've managed to beat all level 20 dungeons at this point. My times aren't great. I think the lowest one is like 3.5 minutes, and then everything else ranges from 3.5 to like 7 minutes in beating the level 20 dungeons at this point. So a Seer would definitely speed that up, right? A Seer, another Cold Heart, a Royal Guard. So any of those 3 would be awesome for speeding up my dungeons. But let's go ahead and start opening. All right, here we go. First shard we get. Yo, it would have been so awesome if I got Tormund right off the bat. Panthera. I think I need her for a fusion or something. I don't know what I need her for. I think this is actually one of the new heroes. Yeah, that's what it is. It was for Pixniel. I'm not really working on summoning Pixniel, so I don't really care about this. But there goes Panthera. And actually, and I'm sorry, I just want to check something real quick. Yeah, Pixniel's not even in here anymore, so that's not even a thing. So let's go for shard number 2. What do we get? What do we get? No, why is it loading? What's going on? My internet seems fine. I think this is and we might cut here and come back. Oh, there we go. No need to do that. All right, so we have Towering Titan. So what does he do? Attacks one enemy, 40% chance for placing 60% decreased defense. Not bad. Attacks 4 times at random, 50% chance of placing provoke. Not terrible. Places 60% increased defense on all allies. Places a shield buff on this champion for 30% of their max HP. That's pretty good. Increased defense. Places a 15% continuous heal. Okay. That's pretty cool. And then he's got a passive. Will transfer 50% of the damage inflicted on Cagebreaker to this champion during battle. Okay, so if you're running them together, I guess this guy takes half the damage from Cagebreaker. Alright. Let's see what else we got. Who do we got? Who do we got? Beardol Fellhammer. Man, I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name. So he's got a heal reduction, attacks one enemy 2 times. Attacks one enemy 3 times. Places a shield buff on this champion equal to 30% of the damage. That's not bad. It's very selfish. Everything's about him, really. Places a counter attack on this champion for 1 turn at the start of each round. Places a counter attack buff on this champion for 1 turn at the end of their turn. So he's basically always gonna have a counter attack up. Is that right? And ally attack in dungeon. That's a pretty good aura for dungeons. All right. He's a very selfish kit. It's everything's about him. He doesn't really help your team out, but he might put out some damage. Interceptor. What do we got? Interceptor. 15% decreased speed, so weak speed decrease. 45% chance of placing sleep, and a 15% weaken debuff for 2 turns. If that does not land, decrease the turn meter of all enemies by 15%. But that's on a 5-turn cooldown, so she's actually not a great hero. Let's move on. Nothing to see there. All right, what do we have here? Ragemonger. Attacks one enemy, places a 7.5 continuous heal buff on this champion if the hit is critical. Attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing a 2.5 poison. Attacks one enemy, 40% chance of placing an HP burn for 2 turns. Okay. Nothing great. Might be good for Spider. Maybe. Not really. Let's see. What do we got? Another rare. Oh, Paragon. Paragon is a really good hero. So this guy is going to help me complete Nightmare campaign. Because of this skill right here. Places an unkillable buff and a 25% increased attack buff on a target ally for 2 turns. And this is on a 2-turn cooldown if you book it. And usually you want to place it on him, if I'm not mistaken. And he's the mobs are all going to attack him. So your second hero for the campaign, whoever you want to use, can just destroy everybody else while they're busy attacking him, even though they're not going to kill him. So I think that there's a strat called the Paragon Cheese out there. I think I saw Hell Hades or Ash, one of those guys, talking about it, and that's pretty much what it revolves around. Then he's got a attack 3 times at random. Each hit has a 30% chance of placing a 50% heal reduction and a 25% decreased attack. If you book it, if you send him, it goes to the big boy debuffs, and then attacks one enemy, 50% chance of decreasing the turn meter by 10%. But this is what he's all about right there. Unkillable right there. So Paragon, that's a really good pull. I'm glad I got him. So that's going to get me a Sacred Shard once I complete campaign. Battle Sage. Attacks all enemies, so AoE on the A1, that's cool. Places 50% increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. Then removes all debuffs on all allies. This buff cannot be removed. That's a cool skill. It's on a 3-turn cooldown. And it's up for 2 turns. That's a cool skill. That's actually really good for Arena, if I'm reading it right. You get 50% increased attack on all allies, and you get a cleanse. That might even be good for Clan Boss. Places a Revive on Death buff on a target ally for 3 turns. The ally will instantly revive if killed. And this is on a 4-turn cooldown. If you book it, she's not bad. She's not bad. I like that. Let's see what else we got. All right, we have Doomscreech. Doomscreech is Seeker's little brother. We won't even go over his kit. It's basically the same as Seeker, except he bumps attack instead of defense. Bloodhorn. Bloodhorn, what does he do? Attacks one enemy, has a 15% chance of placing a 25 decreased accuracy. Places a 50% ally protection on 2 allies. If an ally is hit with a critical hit, places a 15% continuous heal on them. Nothing great. Nothing to see there. And if my face looks a little dark, guys, it's because I have I moved my setup in our office, and I need to put some lights or something here so that I don't look super dark. Yo, Reliquary Tender. This is a really good hero also. Attacks one enemy, 20% chance of placing a 25% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. And then removes all debuffs from all allies. So this is what she's really about. She's a cleanser. She removes all debuffs from all allies and places a 15% continuous heal for 2 turns. So she can be your cleanser and clan boss. She has the weak sauce decrease attack, but I mean, it's something. And then she's got a revive. Revives an ally with 30% HP and fills their turn meter by 30% on a 5-turn cooldown. So obviously the cooldown there is not great. It's still 5 turns, but it's a revive with 30 HP and a 30% turn meter. So that's pretty cool. But this is her big money maker right here. It's a cleanse and a heal. So that's cool. Is that on all allies? All allies. So that's what that's really good. All right, let's keep going. Who is this? This guy looks pretty cool. Vanguard. Why can't I there you go. Yeah, he looks pretty cool. Attacks one enemy, 30% decreased defense debuff. Provoke on his A2 if they're under a decreased defense already. Decreases the duration of all buffs on the attacker when hit. He's alright. Come on, Torment. Give me a Torment. Alright, we got a first epic. Also, Trunda's little sister, Gala Longbraids. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit ignores 30% of the target's defense. That's cool. Places a shield buff on this champion for 2 turns. Okay, the value of the shield is equal to 20% of the damage inflicted. That's cool. So I mean, she may hit. I don't know. She's an attack champion. And then this attacks one enemy, ignores 50% of the defense when attacking under a shield buff. When she's under a shield buff, alright? And then heals this champion by 50% of the damage inflicted. Places a shield buff on this champion equal to any surplus heal for 3 turns. That's cool. I really hadn't heard about her too much. Attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit ignores 25% of the target's defense. Grants an extra turn if this champion has full HP after using this skill. It all sounds great. I like all of this. Increases attack and all about it. And the aura is even good. I mean, she sounds great. She sounds. I mean, this sounds really good. I don't know why she's not used more. I mean, she's a single target hitter, but looks like she smacks. I mean, just by the kit, it sounds like she smacks. What do we got here? All right, Armentine Skeleton. Nothing to write home about there. We're just gonna keep moving. What else? What else we got? All right, another Cold Heart. Great. All right, so I am going to be booking her and leveling her up ASAP. This is really the only thing you need to know about Cold Heart. Attacks one enemy, decreases the target's turn meter by 100%. Already awesome. And then has an extra 30% chance of inflicting a critical hit, so you can get her crit to like 70, and that's just fine. Damage increases according to enemy max HP. That's the moneymaker right there. Right now in Spiders, I hit for, and even her crit damage in my the one I have, the crit damage on it is only about 180, and she's hitting Spider for like over 1 million. So this is, yeah, Cold Heart is definitely a good pull. Let's keep going. Let's see what else we get. I mean, I really want that Royal Guard though. Royal Guard would be awesome right about now. Oh, Painkeeper. Painkeeper's also got an unkillable buff. Decreases the cooldown. This is cool. It decreases the cooldowns of all ally skills by 1 turn. This is on a 4-turn cooldown. And then attacks all enemy. Heals this champion by 15% of this champion's max HP. Then heals this champion by 15% of attack. This is cool. Attacks all enemies. Then heals all allies by 15% of this champion's max HP. I thought she had an unkillable. Am I thinking of the wrong person? Well, regardless, she reduces the cooldowns of your skills, and then she's got this heal with the attack, and then attacks one enemy 2 times. Fill this champion's turn meter by 10%. So this may not be the one I was thinking of. I'm thinking of somebody else. But Painkeeper, I mean, she sounds okay. Let's see what else we got. Bellower. All right, it's my second Bellower, but Bellower is a really good hero. Attacks. He's got AoEs on all his attacks. All his attacks are AoE. Attacks all enemies. 20% chance of placing block cooldown skills for 1 turn. That's cool. Attacks all enemies. 50% chance of placing 15% decreased speed. That's okay. And then attacks all enemies. 75% of placing a 25 decrease attack and 75 of placing the small version of decreased attack and decreased defense. All of these are AoE skills. You put him in a stun set and he goes to work. He goes to work. I mean, his A1 is probably his best attack, actually. Blocking cooldown skills. And again, if you have him in a stun set, so you're going to be blocking cooldown skills. You're going to be a possibility of stun. He goes hard, man. He's a good hero. What else do we got? We have Renegade. Is Renegade the one with the decrease the cooldown of all ally skills by 2 turns? It's on a 5-turn cooldown. This skill does not affect this champion or other champion. This champion will receive damage equal to 30% of their max HP. So basically a bigger version of what Painkeeper does with 1 more turn cooldown, and she takes damage. So I think I'd prefer Painkeeper. Attacks at random 3 times, 50% chance of placing a 15% decreased speed and accuracy. Okay. Attacks 1 enemy, 25% chance of placing a heal reduction. So, okay, she's alright. What else do we have? What else do we have? Ragemonger again, so that's a dupe. Let's see what else. And we're going to start hitting dupes at some point just because we've pulled quite a few different ones. Huntress. Attacks 1 enemy 2 times, 50% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. Alright, that's not bad. Attacks 1 enemy, 50% chance of placing a 25% weaken for 2 turns. That's cool. And then places a 15% increased crit rate and a 50% increased attack buff on this champion. If that was on all allies, she'd be top tier, but it's just for her, so it's all right. What do we got? This is basically Reliquary Tender's skin, just purple. So this is Harvester. Attacks on enemy 2 times, 35% chance of placing the small weaken. 30% chance of placing block buffs for 2 turns, 80% if you ascend her, 90% chance of increasing the cooldown of one of the target skills by 2 at random. Yeah, Reliquary is way better, way better. Let's see what else we got. Bulwark. We don't really need to go over Bulwark. Basically, when attacked, 30% chance of extending the duration of all debuffs on the attacker by 1 turn. That's cool for a clan boss. I think he's got a burn somewhere. Yeah, HP burn. 75% chance of placing the burn for 2 turns. That's cool too. And then he does place the 15% weaken. So he's good for clan boss for sure, especially early to mid game. What else do we got? What else do we have? All right, so we have Renegade again. We're just gonna keep moving. So we've gotten a couple dupes. Nothing crazy yet. Haruspex. Haruspex has revives a dead ally with 30% HP, then fills their turn meter by 30% on a 5 turn. So basically the same revive that Reliquary Tender has. I can't say her name. But then he's got this turn meter filled by 15% and increased speed. Attacks 1 enemy 2 times, placing a poison. And then arena battles by 15% speed. So he's not bad. He's actually pretty good for a lizardman. I mean, lizardmen really need some help. All right, another epic. We got Whisperer. Attacks 1 enemy, 50% chance of placing the weaken. So that's pretty cool. Attacks 1 enemy, places 50% increased attack on this champion before attacking. If the target has higher max HP than this champion, will ignore defense if the target is under a weaken debuff. Alright. Attacks 1 enemy 2 times, grants an extra turn if the target is under decreased defense and weakened debuffs. And then her passive, 10% chance of granting an extra turn whenever this champion lands a critical hit. Increases damage inflicted on bosses by 20%. Man, she sounds like if she hits, she might be good for clan boss. She places the big boy weaken. I mean, if you book her, she's got a 75% chance of placing the big boy weaken. She places the increased attack on herself before attacking, because obviously the clan boss is going to have higher max HP. She's going to ignore the defense if he's under weakened, which he should be. I hope the AI procs this attack first before going on to these two, and then grants an extra turn here, so she'll use this one twice most of the time, and then whenever she lands a critical hit, she has a 10% chance of getting another turn, which brings you back to your abilities even faster. So I mean, she sounds like she could be good. I'm gonna have to eventually try this out, try that strategy out, put her on with some people that make sure those debuffs are always up. Okay, just this year, I think I needed him for a fusion. Attacks when enemy, increased his champion defense by 3%, up to 10%, up to 10 times in one round. Attacks on enemy, 15% chance of placing provoke. When this champion is hit with a critical hit, counterattacks using their default skill and decreases the buff's duration on a target by 1 turn. So sounds pretty good. Pretty good. Sorry. What else do we got? What else do we got? This is going by pretty slow. Stone Skin. We're not really gonna go over his kit. There's nothing to write home about there. We have Vanguard again. We'll keep moving. Who else do we have? Who else do we have? This is Skirmisher. Skirmisher attacks one enemy 2 times, inflicts 15% more damage against targets who have no active buffs. Okay, cool. Attacks one enemy, decreases the turn meter by 20% if the attack is critical, which it always should be. Attacks all enemies, removes 1 random buff from each enemy. Not bad. She might hit hard. Right, another epic. Who do we have here? We have Warcaster. Attacks one enemy, 40% chance of stealing 2 random buffs. Okay. Attacks all enemies, 15% chance of placing block buffs for 2 turns. Okay. Places a block damage buff on all allies for 1 turn on a 4-turn cooldown. And increases void ally crit rate in all battles by 23. He's I give him an What else we got? One of the worst champions in the game, in my opinion. Early on, his kit looked promising because of, I think it's his passive. Will ignore 50% of the target's defense when he hits with a critical hit. So his kit looked promising just because of that, because obviously you're going to book his crit to 100, and then all of his attacks should ignore 50% of the defense. And then if you obviously put like a Helm Smasher on him, you would think he hits really hard. I have not found that to be the case, if I'm being honest. Oh, we got a Lego. We got a Lego. We got Ethos. Yo, Ethos is a great Lego. I completely forgot about him when I was mentioning legendaries. Ethos is a great legendary. Probably the best legendary for clearing waves. Definitely one of the top 3, top 5 legendaries in the game right now. All of his attacks, if I remember right, are AoE, except for, well, looks like the A1 is not. Let's go through this real quick. Attacks one enemy, 20% chance of granting an extra turn. Decreases enemy max HP by 15% of the damage dealt. So Scarab, that's really good for that. In the Doom Tower. Attacks all enemies 3 times, places a 15% weaken debuff for 2 turns. That, again, AoE attack. Attacks all enemies. This attack is always critical. Attacks all enemies. This attack is always critical. And he's got an ally crit rate in arena battles by 33%. So if he's your lead, you only have to get your allies crit rate to about 66, so you can focus everything else on your other stats. I mean, this dude is a beast. He hits hard. Check out videos on YouTube of him hitting for waves. I mean, he clears waves like it's nothing. Like it's absolutely nothing. Ethos is a great champion for, like I said, dungeons. I've seen him in arena quite a bit. But yeah, Ethos, definitely glad I got him. Look at his ratings, 4.9, 4.9. I mean, he's basically good at everything. I mean, the dude is just amazing. I can't believe I pulled him. I'm so happy I got myself an Ethos. All right, that's awesome. This video's worth it already. Everything all these shard pulls, definitely worth it. Painsmith, I think this is the new hero, the new legendary. Attacks one enemy, enemies killed by this kit. So he's got a block revive and a block debuff on himself if he kills the enemy. Then he's got attacks on enemy, damage increases by 15% if there's no active buffs. We've seen that once already today. So actually, he may not be one of the new heroes, but he's definitely, his kit sounds promising. Man, I still can't believe I got that ethos. That is awesome. If I get nothing else good in this video, it's worth it. But hopefully that doesn't come to pass, right? Hollow, nothing great here. Let's see, he's got ignores 25% of one champion, attacks one enemy 4 times, decreases the turn meter, and fills this champion's turn meter by 5%. So that's cool. Maybe against Fire Knight, you got a 4-hitter with decreased turn meter on the Fire Knight by 20, and then you increase his turn meter by 20. So that's cool. Attacks one enemy, 10% chance of placing a weak poison. So nothing too great. Nothing too great. Alright, we have just Draconis. He's cool because of his shield. Attacks one enemy, removes all debuffs from the ally with the lowest HP, then heals them by 25% of the damage inflicted. Places this is what he's most known for. Places a shield buff on all allies equal to 15% of this champion's max HP for 2 turns. That's on a 3-turn cooldown. And then basically he's attacking, which is cool. He attacks with all of his abilities except this one. But his other 2 abilities are attacks, and they're healing at the same time. They're healing the rest of your team. So that's cool. Man, I can't believe we got it. Ethos. I think we got Hollow again. We're gonna keep going. I don't want this video to be too long. We're already at 26 minutes. Reliquary Tender. Again, great champion there. Let's see. Retainer's not a great hero. I'm not even gonna go into his kit right now. What else do we got? Another Painkeeper. So we're getting a lot of dupes. These dupes are gonna be food for themselves or for my other heroes. Attacks one enemy 2 times, 15% chance of inflicting a critical hit, weak poison. Okay. Attacks all enemies, decrease defense, weak sauce for 2 turns. Attacks an enemy champion with the default skill whenever they are healed or receive a buff. Attacks one random enemy if multiple enemies are healed or receive a buff at the same time. Okay, she's okay. What else do we have? Hollow again. Man, Hollow is the MVP, man. He keeps popping up. Alright, we have Drowned Bloat Wraith. I hope I'm saying that right. Attacks one enemy, 15% chance of placing a stun. The chance of placing the stun increases by 5% for each debuff on the target. Attacks all enemies, 85% chance of weak decreased defense. And then he's got the Fear. Heals this champion by 15% of their max HP every time this champion or an ally kills an enemy. Okay, that's something. Nothing great there, nothing great. Let's keep going. What is this? Daywalker. Kind of looks like Paragon a little, but not really. Attacks one enemy, places an extra hit if the target has more HP than this champion. Okay. Places a 25% ally protection on all allies for 2 turns. Places a block debuffs on this champion for 2 turns and removes all debuffs. So he's got a cleanse on himself. Revives this champion with 30 HP and attacks all enemies after being killed on a 5-turn cooldown. That's cool. So he's basically got, yeah, I mean, he's okay. He's not bad. It'd be fun to use. I mean, you have to use him in a weird team. Bloodhorn again. But just to see what he does, it'd be fun to, oh my god, not Harrier again. Not Harrier again. Look, there he goes again. Daywalker. What else we got? Give me something good. Seducer. Nothing great on Seducer's kit. We're gonna keep going. Come on, give me something good. This is the new hero, Kurzad Deepheart, and I've actually heard really good things about this guy. From what I understand, he hits hard. Attacks when enemy places an extra hit if this attack is critical. Extra hit places decreased speed. The big boy decreased speed for 2 turns. That's cool. Attacks all enemies. Each critical hit fills this champion's turn meter by 7.5. So if you're talking dungeons, that's what? That's like a 30% increase on his turn meter. So that's cool. This is what people are talking about, the increased accuracy buff on all your champions for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. apparently the Doom Tower requires a lot of accuracy the higher up you go. I didn't get too far this time. I actually didn't dedicate too much time to it just because I know I needed to get my heroes leveled up and then kind of advance further in the game. So I got as far as I could, and then once I couldn't get past, I think one of the Frostbiter at some point, then I just kind of focused on other things and farmed for the material I could from that level down. But this guy's supposed to be pretty good for the Doom Tower, and I'm imagining Faction Wars. And from what I've seen, he hits really freaking hard, so that's cool. Ox, nothing to write home about with Ox. Shortest name ever. No, well, maybe not, but close. We got Vanguard again. Let's keep going. Like I said, if we hit Ox again, if we get Tormund, we're just gonna end the video there. But I mean, we're 30 minutes in, still haven't hit a Tormund, but we gotta need those. We gotta need those. Stone Skin, again, nothing to write home about there. Let's see. Who's this guy? Ripper Fist. He looks sick. My gosh. Look at him. That dude looks like a monster. He is a monster. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 30% chance of placing decreased attack. Heal reduction on his A2. One enemy attack 3 times. Places a 25% increased attack buff on this champion for 1 turn and decreases the cooldown of Rip to Shreds, which I think is this one. Every time this champion's HP drops below 50. So nothing too great there, actually. No, he's definitely going to be food. Okay, Lightsworn. Lightsworn is actually a good hero. So we have attacks one enemy 3 times, decreases the target's turn meter by 10%. That's cool. Attacks one. That's cool for Fire Knight, actually. Attacks one enemy, places a 50% decreased attack buff and a 30% decreased speed buff for 2 turns. Again, that's good for Fire Knight once the shield is down. Places a 60% increased defense and a revive on death buff on all allies for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown if you book it. Yeah, Lightsworn is a good guy. I like this pull a lot. I think we're having some pretty good pulls. I mean, granted, most of them have been. Oh, another epic. There we go. Oh, Cardinal. Cardinal, I think, has a revive too. Revives all dead allies and heals them by 25% of their max HP and boosts their turn meter to max. So that's cool. That's on a 5-turn cooldown. So revives all dead allies with 25 HP, I think, and then heals them by 25 HP of their max HP, and then boosts their turn meter to max. So that's cool. That means they basically get to go as soon as they come back. She'd be good in the arena if you're gonna go second, just in case your team gets wiped. That's cool. Heals a target ally by 30% of their max HP and places a 60% increased defense. Attacks one enemy, 10% chance of placing the big boy poison for 2 turns. I like this. I like her a lot. Let's keep going. What else do we have? Another Daywalker. Between Hollow and Daywalker, we are... oh, another Cold Heart. So I got 3 Cold Hearts now. That may be fun to try something with. I may do something. So three Cold Hearts. That's cool. What else? Oh, another epic. Battle Sage. What do we have here? Attacks all enemies. Wait, have I already gotten her? Is this the one we got earlier? Yeah, so we've already gotten her. So that's cool. Still. Cool. Cool. Let's see. Another epic. Alright, we have him too also. Yeah, so we already got him. Warcaster. Every time I see an epic, I don't know. I see Royal Guard coming at me, but it's not him. Fellhound is cool. He's good for Fire Knight because of this reflect damage. Wait. Am I thinking of the wrong guy? Yeah, this is not the one I was talking about. But Fellhound is cool too. He's got this block damage on a 3-turn cooldown. He's actually not cool. He's whatever. Let's keep going. Alright, come on, Royal Guard. Oh my god, I feel like all the epics are dupes. What was this again? Yeah. Whisperer. Yeah, that's the one I want to level up and try out just for fun because I feel like her kit looks promising. Alright, so we got 7 more. Come on, give me something good. Oh, Renegade again. 5 more. Come on, Tormund. Where's my Tormund? Another Reliquary. Give me Tormund. Give me Tormund. All right, another epic. Who's this? Sylar. Sylar's a good hero. She's good for spiders. Attacks all enemies. Attacks all enemies again with 80% chance of placing decreased accuracy. And then places a 30% decreased speed on all enemies for 2 turns and decreases the turn meter of all enemies by 40%. And she also has the ally speed increase in the auras, in the faction grip, sorry. So this right here is obviously awesome for spiders. This is good for spiders, obviously decreasing their accuracy so they don't land those poisons. And then you have AoEs on your 2 attacks, and then this. All right, so that's cool. Sylar's a good hero. Glad I got her. So definitely boosting up my account here. Oh, we got another one. Come on. Padma. Padma. What does Padma do? Attacks one enemy 2 times. If the attack is critical, has an 80% chance of placing 50% decreased attack on all enemies for 2 turns. That's cool. Attacks all enemies, 35% chance of placing a 25% decreased accuracy, 50% decreased accuracy if you book it, or if you ascend her. Attacks one enemy, removes all buffs from the target and places them on this champion. So Padma's not great. She's okay. I mean, I think the best thing I saw here was her A1. I don't know. We'll see. What else do we have? Another Daywalker. We have 2 more to go. All right, this one and 1 more. All right. Oh, Umbral. Umbral's actually great. She's got a provoke. Let's see. Attacks one enemy. Damage increases as current HP decreases. So that's cool. I wonder if you put her in that gear where damage increases as HP decreases, if it stacks on this. I don't know. Attacks all enemies. 80% chance of landing a provoke. 100%. I'm sorry, of landing of placing block buffs for 3 turns. 80%, 100% if you book it for 3 turns, blocking buffs on the enemy. And then attacks all enemies, 80% chance, again 100% of placing the provoke for 2 turns. Places an unkillable buff on this champion for 2 turns. Places a block cooldown debuff, block cooldown skills debuff on this champion for 5 turns. So she blocks her own cooldown, her own skills for 5 turns. And then the block cooldown skills cannot be resisted or blocked and cannot be removed. Block cooldown skills debuff on this champion for 5 turns. I mean, that's not too big of a deal because really, I mean, she's mostly used in arena. And really what you're trying to do is just get this provoke off. Make sure everybody's focusing on her. They won't be able to kill her because she's got the unkillable. And they basically wasted 2 rounds. And the rest of your team can just smack, right? That's what you want to do. She's great for that. She's great. So that's cool. Last one. Come on, Torment. Give me a Torment. Oh. What do we got? All right, we got another. Well, this is actually Steadfast Marshal, not the same guy we got earlier. 50% chance of placing provoke for 1 turn if max HP is higher than this guy. 60% increased defense. And you get an extra turn, and then places a Veil buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. So pretty much everybody's going to be focusing on him. That's on a 3-turn cooldown if you book it. So that's it, guys. We got 1 legendary, albeit a great legendary, and we actually got some pretty good epics as well. So I think this was a really good shard pool. What am I doing? I'm trying to go over here. Where is my new legendary? There we go. Ah, man. Tell me this guy doesn't look sick too. Look at that shield. I mean, look at the aura around that shield. This guy is sick. He's awesome. My high elves are stacked. My faction Crypt's high elves is stacked. So I've got Ethos now, and then I've got Yannicka, which, like I said before, she smacks. She places this leech, which keeps your team alive. It's so much easier to keep your team alive, and she's always landing it because she gets an extra turn all the time. Then I've also got Lysandra boosting and great turn meter control right there. I've got Tyrell for my drop defense and drop attack. Like I said, my high elves are stacked, and then obviously I have Apothecary for heals and whatnot, speed boost. So my high elves are stacked. I think I should be good to get towards end game of faction Crypts with this high elves team. More than anything, I mean, I think I have everything I need. I got heals, I got turn meter control, I got drop defense, and I got 2 crazy damage dealers and a heal right there as well. yeah. I mean, this is a good team to try and get to end of the faction crypts for high elves, and that'll probably be a video in itself one of these days. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you all for joining. We opened 68 shards. What is this? What is this? Did we get something? Maybe we'll get an epic shard that we can open and get Torment with. Just random. Whoa! Look at this. Let's get all this. Let's get all of this good stuff. We want all of this good stuff. Definitely gonna take this. All right, so we just completed an event just like that. Just like that. Got through the summon rush, and yeah, we're good. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.